2022. And I went through chemotherapy, 2 lots of surgery and radiotherapy. So my treatment plan was over 2 years, and I've got to be honest, it was long and it was brutal. But as you can see, I'm out the other side, and now is my time for giving back. So I am so honoured, really. I'm proud to be a Hastings Voluntary Action Macmillan Cancer Support Champion, to give it its full title. I am a member of the Hastings and Mother Cancer Support Network too, so I'm really pleased to be involved with that. But I just love being part of this project, and it's not just because of the sash, but that is I love my sash. So it is an amazing project, as we were all talking about today. We are, as individuals, all the champions, are encouraged to grow and glow and sort of get that message out, and we are doing that. I think I can speak for everyone on that one. We formed a very special bond together. All the cancer champions support each other. Jane and Yasmin are wonderful, so thank you so much for that. It is a wonderful thing to be part of, and I know that if you want to be a volunteer and get involved, you can do, can't you? So talk to Jane and Yasmin or any of us about that. So what we do is we really are really privileged to be able to find out about new and existing resources that are available, and that is in this area, but also the wider area as well. So there is, like I think Steve said earlier, there's a lot in Hastings that I didn't even know about, so it's lovely to find out and to be able to share that with people. And also to help people, like we said with the care for the carers, you know, the people that look after and love the people that have got a diagnosis, you know, it affects them too. So to know that there's support for them as well and share that is really valuable. So from my own cancer experience, I learned so much. I have learned tons that I didn't think I needed to know, but I've learned a lot. And I am really passionate about sharing what I've learned with others, because I want to help other people. So from that, every stage really, from the testing, when you get your diagnosis, through the treatment plan, and even there's anxiety and fear that comes up when you reach sort of recovery. So really sort of getting into that feeling, knowing that people feel that panic and that fear and anxiety, and I want to ease that and share what I've learned with that. So I personally face some of my biggest fears. Obviously the word cancer, you know, it's scary, isn't it? Death, I faced that. Chemotherapy was a big one for me to face. And losing my hair, you know, there were big things for me to go through. But I'm pleased to say that I'm not scared of those things anymore. And that again is what I want to help people with. You know, take that fear away, because we don't have to be scared all the time. So I've learned as well through talking to people, like we say, we're opening up conversations, aren't we, about there's a lot of fear and anxiety around the testing. I think they call it anxiety, I think that's the term. And the testing, whether that's testing before you get a diagnosis, I know lots of people don't access their screening, so I know there's some organisations here that help with that. But also when you get your testing during your treatment and after your treatment, going for your test is really a scary time. And we really want to, as this part of this project, reduce that stigma and that fear and get rid of those barriers that people come across, because it really is, it's a big thing, isn't it? People aren't getting their testing and they have that anxiety around it. And I have been told as well through some of these valuable conversations, and I felt it myself to be honest, that there's sometimes an amount of guilt around test results, strange as that might seem. I'm getting a few nods over there. We sometimes can compare ourselves to others maybe that are less fortunate when we might get a good test result, and that really weighs heavy, doesn't it, if we can feel that guilt, which doesn't make any sense, but we do feel that. And I have spoken to people that have gone for tests and they haven't had a diagnosis of cancer, and they can feel quite a lot of emotion. So again, helping support people at that stage as well is really valuable. So I'm really open to sharing with other people what I've been through, how I've dealt with that roller coaster of emotions that I've felt, and still feel. You know, it doesn't go away necessarily. But so anything I can do to help, that's really what I want to do. And as you can tell, I'm quite keen to do that as well. So really just to say to everyone, you're not alone. There's tons of organisations to help. There's lots of people that want to help and talk about what you're going through and sharing with you. Now I've been delighted during part of this to be asked to set up a support group at our local Asda store by the Tickled Pink Community Champion, Wendy Border over there. I'm embarrassed you, Wendy. There she is, the one going like that. You asked me, didn't you, Wendy, to do this at Asda, local Asda, right in the heart of Hastings community, and we use the community room, don't we? And we've been doing that monthly for over a year now, so I'm really, really pleased to do that. And we get so many people come along, don't we? and it is great. So if you want to find out more about that, talk to me later, or when are you going to be about for? Little secret, Wendy's got something very nice there to share with people, so you might want to talk to Wendy later. So we call those cancer conversations, as I said, it's a monthly support group, and that is open to anybody that wants to talk about cancer or whatever. You know, you don't have to have a diagnosis, it can be anybody. And just to get those conversations going and support as many people as we can, that's what we want to do. So as I say, talk to myself or Wendy about that, or anyone, I don't know. And we're halfway through this project, as has already been mentioned, and I was asked the question, what change have you noticed? Well, personally for myself, I've noticed that I have grown in knowledge and confidence. I'm really grateful for that as well. And I've learned that I don't have to burn myself out by trying to help other people. That's been quite a valuable lesson for me. Sometimes just a listening ear with a bit of compassion and understanding is all that we need to do, and sometimes that is all I do. And that is enough. So I've learned that and I'm grateful for that. As the project has gone on, what I've noticed is that we are getting recognised in the community, and again, that's so valuable. People are reaching out to us, coming to us, they know about us, telling us about things that we didn't know about. And as a great example of that, again, I'm going to call on wonderful Paul Huggett there, who approached us, didn't you, Paul? You've got the band together, you do lots of music and you do gigs and everything, and you raise funds and awareness for us. So we're very, very grateful, Paul. Thank you so much. Now what Paul does, and I know you won't mind me saying so, is Paul shares his own personal experience beautifully. And what that does is it actually invites people, it encourages people to talk to, and that's what we want, isn't it? So I love that you do that. Thank you so much, Paul, for doing that. So at events, Paul always says, there's always a couple of us champions there, and Paul always says, go talk to the girls. And we get people come and talk to us, and it's really wonderful. And what I love about it is that we're reaching people that we don't normally reach. So there's sometimes men that will come up and talk to me, you might have had this as well, Jane, and they'll talk and they say they've never spoken to anyone. So that is really precious and so valuable. So thank you so much for that, Paul. The next event that you're doing is at the Albion Pub in Hastings on the 16th of July. I hope I've got that right. There's another event that I know Wendy's going to organise, a tea and chat event. So come and talk to us about that. We haven't got a date set, but we're going to do something again, raising funds, raising awareness. That's what we want to do. And I just want to end really with saying what I say all the time: cancer's not all bad. So thank you.